Hello everybody, welcome to a audio discussion. I don't do this very often. Hello everybody.
Hey, this is Daan's voice. This is Daan's voice on his channel. Hey, be excited.
Who is that? Oh my god. Hello Duncan Knee Deep.
Hi.
Hi. I just call you Duncan, whatever.
Yeah, just call me Duncan. We're friends, Daan. We're friends. You don't need
Yes.
to use the full title.
I don't use your internet names. We don't use internet names around here.
Wait, this is the internet? I thought this was real life.
No,
All right.
this is a Skype call where we're actually talking to one another. We're here to talk about Triforce Heroes. So context, we have got a review copy for a good while now.
We've been playing it for what, 8 days?
Me.
Oh, you
myself,
for longer. You for longer. You like.
I for a few days more, but
Yeah.
Regardless, we've been playing it for quite a while now.
Yeah, we have. And enjoying it. I
I'm-
think is the first thing to say. It's super enjoyable.
It's a very enjoyable game. I think. So let's start from the beginning. Let's kick this back from the beginning.
Hey.
So the game's opening and how the game is set up. It is not like a regular Zelda game where
It's not traditional at all.
No, at all. But the way it's written, it's campy and fun.
Yeah, it's super camp, and I love that about it. I know that it's something that a lot of Zelda fans are going to complain about. As somebody who's really involved in the Zelda community, I know that fans are going to complain about it. But the point is that Nintendo's trying to have fun with this game. It's a multiplayer game. They're trying to have fun, and the campy fun element. I'm with you, Daan. You were saying it was awesome before I had the game. I got the game, and I completely agree with you. It is awesome. It's just fun and exciting and playful and just fun.
The interesting thing, I wasn't really sure how you're going to react to that because it is campy, and I'm not sure if you're going to like that. And then the first moment you started the game, you said to me, "Oh my god, I love this."
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, are we allowed to discuss the story? Are we allowed to say what's going on?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so the story of the game, guys, Daan, jump in at any time if you want to,
Sure.
there is no Princess Zelda. It's Princess Styler, and she's the most stylish princess in all the land, which is just amazing. And the whole country looks up to her for her stylishness. And an evil witch places a curse on her, gives her a cursed... Wait, how does she place the curse again? I can't even remember.
Through a gift box.
Oh, it's a gift box. Gives her a cursed present. She opens it, and it's a cursed leotard that she's forced to wear, and she can't take it off. And so they're looking for 3 heroes who have thick sideburns, pointy ears, and a side parting, and that is important. You have to have those features in order to save the princess from this terrible curse.
Yeah, and the kingdom is called
Hylia, isn't it? Or...
Hylia? I don't know. It's just like a play on the word hip.
Yeah.
That's all what matters.
Yeah.
And
Hytopia.
Hytopia. That's the word. Yeah, Hytopia. But yeah, everything about it sounds just fun from the beginning. And like I played Force Adventures and all those other games. I think they never went this campy.
No, they didn't. And Four Swords Adventures had all kinds of competitive elements as well, where you were competing with the other people playing. Mm-hmm. That sort of made it less of a fun experience when you were doing multiplayer and more of a competitive experience and more of a, I've got to beat the other people. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, you share hearts, you share rupees, you share everything. And it's much more just like, let's just go out and have some fun. And I really like that element of it. The sort of very cooperative, very...
It fits more in the mold that Nintendo is going for. I know for a fact you don't like Splatoon, but it fits in that mold where you work together more as a team.
Yeah, and I definitely like that about Splatoon. I feel that Splatoon does have its positive points. I don't like the game overall, but things like that, the much more let's have fun element of games. Let's make games fun again, rather than every game is competitive these days. And I love competitive gaming, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge competitive gamer, but not every game needs to be a competition. You know, you can just play video games for fun like we did back in the early 90s, because we're ancient. Daan and I are ancient monsters, and back in the early 90s, every game was fun. There wasn't such a thing as competitive gaming. We just played games because we wanted to enjoy them, and that's what this game is getting back to, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. So, how the game is set up, it's not like a regular overworld. There's a small hub world, I say. Like the town itself. There's not much to it. But it's mostly, all of the missions are what they are, missions. There are levels that are pretty much have 4 sections to them. You finish them off, and that is the end of it.
But there are a huge number of them. We're not going to say exactly how many, but there are a huge number of levels to do and a huge number of missions to do, so you can look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, the regular missions, even from the very beginning, you can see how it is very inventive with its item play. Because the first temple, like the forest one, where you have 1 people on the arrows and 2 people with bombs.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of funky stuff you have to do, like breaking bricks and things like that. Yeah, like to let the arrows through in order to light the torches, in order to light more torches. Yeah, that's really cool.
Like especially the boss of that stage, which is a gigantic wheel with the Goma eye. You have to throw bombs up there through the totem mechanic, and you really have to work together in that regard and really help one another to get the job done.
And I would advise anybody playing this game with friends, if you're playing online, use Skype. The in-game has no chat function, so that is... I mean, and that's fine, because a chat function through 3DS really wouldn't work that well anyway. I don't love the 3DS chat function on Pokemon, so I wouldn't love it here anyway, especially with 3 people all talking to each other, but use Skype. Communication is really, really key, and unless you guys have beaten the mission multiple times, you're going to need to use Skype.
Yeah, this is also one of my problems with the game. I don't like playing it with random people.
Yeah, it's a game for playing with friends. It really is a game for playing for friends, and I feel like it's actually a game for playing in person, if possible. And I can't wait until next time we hang out, Don, because we're going to be rocking some Triforce heroes, I'm sure.
The positive thing, and I want to get onto that, it's actually a good lead point. This game supports full-on download play.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, and what I mean with this is, if you download the game to other 3DSs, similar to a fashion like, for example, Luigi's Mansion 2, or any game like that, it would send data to the other 2 3DSs, and it actually saves extra data to your SD card. So every time you collect materials in the game, or rupees or whatever, it saves to that extra data. So when you decide to finally buy a copy, or just go back into another download playing round, all of that data is saved. And you can still even unlock already 2 costumes in that download play version.
It even saves your game progress. That's the really impressive part. It saves how many levels you've completed and what bonus challenges you've completed and things like that. All of that is saved as well.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works.
Yeah, it really is incredible. What is it? It's all rupees, all supplies, up to 2 costumes, and all of your progress. Yeah. So that when you get the final game, you can go and build all the costumes with your supplies, and you're ready to continue from where you were.
Which I don't think they haven't. Like the closest that comes to mind is Luigi's Mansion 2, and it never even done it to that extent, because Luigi's Mansion 2 only lets you close to 3DS and play further when you get back. Well, this only stays into the game, but all of the data is saved. So they have different uses, but I find this the most 2 inventive ones of the download feature of the 3DS.
Yeah, and I think it's absolutely fantastic, because it's a 3-player game. It's not a game designed for single player, although I have beaten the game in single player because I'm a loner, and I let Don down for one of our 3-player sessions. So I ended up actually beating the game single player. It is very, very difficult to do. It's really, really hard. Yeah. There's some balance sections which are... but yeah, so it's really, really hard to do. You don't enjoy it. Well, you do enjoy it. It's still fun. It's still super, super fun. It's just not easy, and it's not designed for that.
I don't like playing that way. I don't like playing in single player. Because I want to play with other people.
Well, that's what it's designed for. So when you're playing in single player, you think, oh, this section would be... Like, a section is frustrating in single player, where you're like, in multiplayer, this would be super fun. And that's the difference.
I do think that some of the parts are easier as a single person.
Yeah.
For example, there is a boss, like a mini boss in the volcano level, where you have to throw bombs at various enemies back to their cards.
Yeah, that's much easier single player because your dolls are immune to damage.
yeah, the duplets that you take with you in levels don't take any damage, so you can just leave them behind and do your stuff.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think the game is much harder. I think I'd say that some of the bosses are easier in single player because of that not taking damage mechanic, but certain puzzles are killer difficult. Killer difficult.
Yeah, they're absolutely crazy to do on your own.
Yeah.
And that's why after a few levels, I was like, just want to play it with other people.
Yeah, and it's more fun with other people. It's just, the game is designed to be played with other people. It's as simple as that. If you want to play single player, the entire game is beatable in single player, but it's not designed to be played single player. It's designed to be played with other people.
Coming back to the online multiplayer a little bit, there was lag at a few moments, but not all that much. Like when you have like a good host and a good connection going, it stays stable throughout.
Yeah.
But
we had a couple of moments when you had that worse connection, but then you moved to a better area of your house and everything was perfect. I'm so sorry about my phone going off.
It is more so to do with your internet connection and anything else, yeah.
Yeah.
But like most of the people I randomly encountered online, I also had perfectly fine internet connection.
Yeah.
Again, though, with randos, like I like to call random people, is the problem is you can't communicate with them very well.
You can't communicate, and I've actually run into a couple of trolls, like people who get to the end of the level and refuse to step on the Triforce symbol, or they'll get to the end of the level and then they'll start throwing other people off. And I think that that's going to be a growing problem, because at the moment only media have the game, and you'd think that media wouldn't be trolls. So the fact that there are trolls in the media means that when the actual game comes out, you're going to run into that a lot more often.
Yeah, the problem is I actually use the buttons like the proper way, but there is no button to say, stop whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Just listen to me for 1 minute. Let me show you what I'm going to do. There is no option like it. There's over here, throw, do the totem mechanic. There's that sort of stuff.
There's no stop and think.
There's no
stop and think button.
There's no stop and think button.
Yeah.
And that is crucial for a game like this. And if there's no like voice options anyway, please, someone, somewhere, include that button in the future patch, because it's so critically important.
Yeah, it would definitely improve things. There is a blacklist feature which is kind of cool for the trolls. So if somebody is trolling and you want to play with randos online, I love that word, randos. It's fantastic. If you want to play with randos online, then you can do by blacklisting the people who troll. So if somebody trolls you, you can go to a man in the lobby, you talk to him, you say blacklist, manage blacklist, and you can add players that you've just played with to your blacklist, which is really, really handy. I already have 4 people on my blacklist, and that's only media, so that's crazy.
Yeah, there is also, when they're still in the lobby, you can already add them to the blacklist and they will immediately be removed from your room anyway.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, they're still in the lobby as well, so that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Always be the host then, guys. Always be green link.
Talking about the lobby, there's one little thing I want to mention that I actually didn't get a chance to mention in my preview, and that's the minigame that you can play when you are in the lobby.
I love it so much. I love it.
Yeah. So basically, when you run into a wall, a random ball appears, and you have to hit it with your sword to keep it in the air.
Yeah.
And then a random tune from Zelda plays. Like,
it will play classic Zelda music. It plays the Clocktown theme, guys. The Clocktown theme.
It plays the Wind Waker theme when you're underwater.
Yes, it does. It plays pretty much. I think it probably plays every Zelda song. Really, I honestly think they probably just crammed a vast majority of them in.
They chose every Zelda song, I think, that's iconic.
Yeah, like the Dark World Overworld theme and things like that. Yeah, all the iconic ones, all the super iconic Zelda themes, Song of Storms and things like that. But it's brilliant. It's really, really brilliant.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, so there is costumes. We'll talk about the costumes fully in a bit. But there is a costume that you can get that turns all of the music in 8-bit. And when you do that with that costume on, it turns all that music into 8-bit songs as well.
And it's not just the costume that changes everything to 8-bit. If you're playing download play, because obviously download play, it's a lot of data being transferred, and music is one of those things that takes up a lot of data. Mm-hmm. If you're playing download play, you will get the 8-bit music if you're on the downloaded played console. So if you've downloaded it from somebody else, you'll get 8-bit music while you're playing, which I think is a really, really nifty little feature.
Yeah, because other download play games remove the music.
Yeah.
They found a really clever way to keep that stuff in.
Which is the 8-bit version, which I love.
Yeah.
I really do.
Some of the 8-bit versions are really incredible. Like, especially when you are in the lobby, like the 8-bit version of that Wind Waker theme is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know what I really want to do? I want to try and find a way to record it, but edit out all the sword swings and things, so that I can just have that as a theme on my computer or as a download.
So, the missions are there. There are the basic levels, but then there are the bonus challenges. Which are 3 per stage.
Yeah, and they are very unique, and they do change the stage quite a bit. Like, most of them do change the way that you play the way through the stage. They change the way that you play, and they really do add a very, very unique challenge to things.
Like the basic layout is the same, but you have, for example, for stuff like do it with less hearts, do it with 50%.
Do it with bombs only and no sword. Do
it
with the War Master chasing you. I hate those.
those were the hardest.
Yeah, the War Master chasing you is the hardest.
Carry an orb to the end of the stage. There's a good variety there.
Yeah, it changes. The orb one changes puzzles a lot. Some of the puzzles change a great deal with the orb. Yeah. But
the interesting thing about all of this is every stage that you finish gets you materials for costumes. But you get even better items from doing those bonus challenges, I feel.
Yeah, the bonus challenges definitely improve the items you get. They make the rare items commons, and then it makes some new items which are super rares, which you can only get through doing bonus challenges. There are super rare items you can only get through the bonus challenges, or through the store if you get lucky enough.
Yeah, but we'll touch on the store in a little bit, but it is crucial to do this bonus challenges if you want to get every single costume in the game.
Yeah.
They're not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Some of them are killer. The time trials are particularly difficult. As we said, the War Masters are particularly difficult. Half hearts, the reduced hearts ones can be difficult if you don't have a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that actually the half-heart ones are actually easier single player. I think that's one of the few things that's easier single player, because you can throw your dummies about and they don't take damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it makes that stuff kind of easier.
Whereas things like the time trials are almost impossible single player, because single player may be easier for certain things.
You did finish one, didn't
you? I finished one, and I was so proud. In the first level of the first level of the first area in the woodlands, I managed to finish the time trial single player, and I was whooping. In the call. People were so confused. I was like, I beat the time trial single player. I am a god. And I've tried every other time trial, and they are unbelievably... The time that they give you is unbelievably tight. I do believe they're all doable single player.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Nintendo has put it very specifically so that you can make it, but with like seconds to spare. Whereas multiplayer, they seem relatively easy.
Yeah, but they also seem more fun that way.
Yeah, definitely more fun multiplayer. Everything's more fun multiplayer, except for half hearts, because that would just be frustrating, your friends dying all the time.
Or except if you are like busy handling with a troll, which makes it additionally difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, every single of those missions gets you materials. Those materials you can also get from a store, and for that store you will need a ton of rupees.
Oh my lord, so many.
A mother load.
Yeah, like, so for example, the fluffy fabric, or the frilly fabric, is 3,000 rupees. Considering you get 200 to 300 rupees per quest, and each quest takes you 10 to 15 minutes, that's not easy.
That's not easy at all.
I have figured out a trick though, Don. Let me show you after this call. I've figured out a trick to get 500 rupees per minute.
Interesting. We'll talk about it after this call has
Yes,
been
after
finished.
the call.
But it is... In itself, it's tricky to get a lot of rupees out of a mission, especially when you are really trying to get work done.
Yeah, definitely.
So sometimes as just ridiculous prices for that stuff.
Mm.
There is another option, which is a random chance game with 4 chests, but good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. It does. Each chest you open stays open, though, for the next day, and you can open 1 a day. But that's 4 days to get 1 item. And you can't skip your clock forward. The old trick, the Animal Crossing trick or whatever, of skipping your clock forward, if you change the time on your clock, it will make you wait 48 hours before you can do any of the daily things again. So the store will not refresh and the room will not refresh for 48 hours. Nintendo is on point with protection against clock changes.
Yes, they have been doing that very strongly on 3DS. Not so much on Wii U, but very strongly on 3DS. The thing is, though, every time you fail one of these, you get a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
And getting enough freebies unlocks another costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything has a purpose, which is
I haven't
good.
actually unlocked any of the freebie costumes yet because I've had the game a few less days than you, and I was getting really, really lucky. I kept getting the thing first try. Mm-hmm. So, funnily enough, by getting lucky, I haven't unlocked the freebie costumes. So I want the freebie costumes, but I can't get them because I keep getting the item.
Yeah. Beyond all of that, there's also a final way, and that is collecting friendly tokens. And friendly tokens are an interesting way, I guess, but you only get them by new people that you encounter through download and local play.
It has to be local. It's
or
really,
download,
really tricky.
Or download.
Yeah, or download. But the download is a local play version. It's still local play.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play with the person in person in order to get friendly tokens. Yeah. And there are 15 friendly tokens in total. So the little kid will give you up to 15 of them. So you need to play with 15 people in person. And so far we know that at least 8 of them go towards costumes. So we've got...
I'm not sure what you get if you get all of them, but...
I know, I'm too short of getting all of them. I need to play with 2 more people, and I've got all of them.
Yeah, it is a weird thing, but I think it's cool that they included it.
Yeah.
Like, they actually encourage you to play with other people.
Definitely.
And to introduce them to the wonderful world of Triforce Heroes.
Which is a wonderful world. A very stylish world as well.
Look at those 6 sideburns. Whatever. Yeah. There are various worlds to it, like the woodlands, the volcano, the Iceland, the fortress.
The riverside.
Yeah.
You always forget the riverside, Dan. I think you've got bad memories of the riverside. You're suppressing it.
A little bit. It became easier when I got the Zora costume.
Yeah.
Zing.
Yeah. That's true.
That is where we now transition to the next part of this, which are indeed the costumes.
Yeah, the costumes are super cool.
The costumes.
There are so many of them.
Yeah, the variety on display is amazing.
Yeah.
There are costumes that simply raise your stats.
The Jack of Hearts and Queen of Hearts and things. Just
or they make finding items easier, like the Zelda costume, which gives you
more hearts.
More hearts.
Yep.
Then you have costumes that simply make items better, like the boomerang or the Kokiri clothes, which make the
hammer,
the bow and arrow amazing.
Yeah, the Kokiri clothes give you 3 arrows every time you fire your bow and arrow. The boomerang suit, which makes the boomerang giant and do triple damage, so you can start killing stuff with your boomerang. Mm-hmm. There's the torrent robe that makes the water spout like 4 times bigger or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
The giant bomb outfit.
Oh yeah, the Kokiri clothes are my favorite because for some of the switch puzzles that you encounter.
Yeah, they make it so that you can do it on your own. You just fire one time in all 3 switches.
Yeah, it becomes amazing.
Yeah,
it's awesome. You feel a bit too overpowered, I think, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
I'm trying to think of some of my favorite costumes. My absolute favorite costume is from later in the game, and we'll talk about that in a future video. But my favorite costume from where we're playing up to is probably... I really like the energy gear, because it makes you dress like a sort of purple camp ninja, and it makes you get 50% more energy, so it works with every item. So I really like that one.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's, of course, the cheerleader outfit, which does the opposite to the energy gear. Instead of giving yourself 50% more energy, it gives both of your partners 50% more energy, and you dress like a cheerleader too, which is funny.
Which is kind of hilarious, yeah. It adds to the campness of it all, I think.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Some of the costumes just look crazy. They're absolutely insane, but they're enjoyable all the same.
Yeah.
Like, again, you have items that get better, you get stats that get better. There's also, well, there's the random stuff, I guess. But there's just a plenty of you to choose from, and just be creative or silly with it. It makes the Goron costume makes swimming in lava possible. There's a whole ways that you can take it, and it allows you to explore the levels also in new ways. So when you go back to those challenges and do it with a new costume, you feel that you are becoming even more acquainted with the level in a new way.
And it lets you get through the level in different ways. For example, the Goron suit lets you swim through lava, so you can then, instead of lava being deadly, it's now a pathway for that Link, and you can get through the level much faster. You can get through the level in a completely different route, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I love the costumes. For some reason, I just like to put the endless timeless tunic on and just listen to that 8-bit music.
Yep, the timeless tunic's cool. I've been playing a lot in the tri-suit just because not very many people have it. Doesn't really have any effect whatsoever yet. You need to have all 3 people wearing the tri-suit to know what the effect is, and we haven't managed to muster up 3 people wearing the tri-suit just yet.
Yeah. For the tri-suit you pretty much are in a Sentai outfit.
It's
amazing.
Sentai, for anybody who isn't a Japanophile or a Japanese fan, is basic Power Ranger. It's a Power Ranger outfit.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It feels more Sentai than Power Ranger, though.
But
it's amazing. It's absolutely stunning. And it makes you sideburns even prettier.
Yeah, it does. And you've got a helmet, and it's just awesome.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's pretty much
that's all we have for you guys today. Yeah.
Yes. Which is absolutely fine. I think we talked about everything that we needed to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. And everything I wanted to talk about that I'm allowed to talk about. So there we go.
Yeah. So, if you would wrap up your thoughts so far on the game, what would you say to people who are potentially interested in it? For who is it exactly made for?
It is made for anybody who is a fan of fun. It's as simple as that. If you like playing games with your friends and you like having fun playing games rather than being super competitive, or rather than it having to have, all kinds of weird stuff in it that makes it appealing to you, if you just want to have fun and you like Zelda games, get this game. I promise you won't regret it. Yes, it's a little bit campy. Yes, it's not quite a traditional Zelda game. Even for a 2D Zelda game, it's not a traditional top-down 2D Zelda game. But you will learn to love it very, very quickly. As soon as you play it a bit, you will love it. I promise.
I also feel that in some ways, this game is more striking than Link Between Worlds. In some cases. In some of the levels, they really play with perspectives a bit more than Link Between Worlds ever did.
Yeah, they've improved on that playing with perspectives. And I think the totem mechanic definitely makes that easier to improve on that perspective. I think overall, Link Between Worlds is the more solid game as a Zelda game. This is more of a solid game for you just want to play with your friends and have some fun. Like, they both have completely different merits. Link Between Worlds is, I want to play a really, really good Zelda game. This game is, I want to have some fun with my friends. I want to sit down, and you can play for 10 minutes. Because a mission is about 10 minutes long with 3 people. So you just sit down, you play for 10 minutes, and then you're done. And you've just had some fun. Yeah.
And if they already have the extra data from download play, you can already almost immediately get started. So
yeah.
So it's quick to pick up, fun to play. Again, I don't really recommend playing it with randos or in single player. That's just me. There are parts that are easier to do than others.
But never as fun.
But never as fun. It's almost way fun when you're talking to people, or sitting next to a mother, or in a Skype call, or in any other situation. Just have fun with one another and just talk.
Yeah.
So I honestly recommend that the most. Get some friends together, have some fun, laugh. look at the ridiculous costumes, use those buttons, and use the cheerleader one overly much. Spam that to oblivion.
Especially if you're wearing the cheerleader outfit. It fits, it works. It's so good.
Spam it to oblivion and just have a laugh. Because that's what games are about, right? Just have a laugh.
That was what games were about when I was a kid, Don. I miss those times.
We're old.
We're old.
We're grumpy.
We're grumpy. Alright, old and grumpy signing off.
Bye-bye.